Hello and welcome to Retro Boost Live. Hopefully, a very important day. Hello, Passix. Hello, Larry, as well. Nice to have you both here. Hopefully, this is going to be it. The grand finale to the year-long on and off journey of playing Paper Mario with double pain. I really hope that it'll go that direction. So last time played it, well, 2 times ago I should say. I played it and attempted the final battle. Didn't really go well. So then made 2 attempts in that playthrough. It didn't really work out. So then after that, spent some time doing some prep work, which is what I did the last time. Going down into the Pit of 100 Trials, getting the inventory expanded, getting more items. I got an attack plus badge equipped now, do more damage. Thanks, Larry. There's more stuff coming about that too, by the way. I told Passix last time. Got plans to get my Super Nintendo modded with the RGB mod for the one-chip system, which will kind of open the floodgates for a whole bunch of new content comparison type stuff with the 2X, the 5X, and so on. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll probably happen in January, the way that things are working out. YouTube's ad revenue, I just got hit the payment threshold like 2 weeks ago. That'll pay out on like the middle of December, and that money's going to pay for all that. So that's the plan. And yeah, year-long journey, like 1 to 2 hours at a time. I mean, we're at 27 hours of playtime. What's the difference with this? Objectively, not much. This is like a pretty direct sequel to the N64 Paper Mario. Some of the battle mechanics are expanded. So like they added in like differences with how the action commands work, kind of made the system a little more sophisticated, but this is kind of like if you've ever played Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, like that's kind of the relationship that these two games have as well. Like it's equal parts remake and sequel because like the partners are functionally the same. And things like that. But it's basically everything the N64 game was, but on the GameCube. And whether it's better or not is completely subjective, obviously. But I've played them both and loved them both. I think that this one is probably my favorite of the two. Let's hop into it, though. So I'm going to switch it up. Alright, and the modifier here, as I've said, and I will repeat in every beginning of the episode, is that I've got a badge equipped that doubles the damage that Mario takes. Mario specifically. The partners don't take more damage, just Mario does. And for the final battle, it's one of the few that, like, you notice. Because for a lot of enemies and bosses, it just kind of means that they're doing, like, oh no, it's doing, 6 damage instead of 3. Dang. That could potentially kill you in like 4 turns or 4 to 6 turns. Like chapter 4 was pretty intense because like they were averaging like 7 to 8 damage. But for the most part, it hasn't been that bad. It's mainly the bosses where like it really can stack up on you. But this one, more so than all of them, because double damage from the Shadow Queen means that her hands can do 14 per, and then like her own attacks do anywhere from like 14 to, I think her super move is like 28. So she can do like potentially 28 or more damage per turn, which at 75 HP is obviously an issue. It's like, I'm dead in 2.5 turns. So this is the one where like it really was like, oh Jesus. Which is why the attempt I had like 2 parts ago was so difficult, because I wasn't really sure. Like I knew on paper what she was gonna do, but like paper, get it? I knew on paper what she was gonna do, but experiencing it was like a whole other thing. So I had to go back to the drawing board there to come back with a better strategy. And thank you for the congratulations, by the way. I appreciate that. That's my second YouTube payout. They pay you out. The minimum threshold is $100. So basically, the channel made me $200 in the year of 2024, which is pretty sweet. That's awesome. And I've used it to... I've put that back into the channel itself. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely a dad joke. It's all paper. And I've used that to... I've put that money back into the channel, hardware and whatnot, to keep making things better. So that upcoming payout will get my Super Nintendo modded, which will be cool content. I'm trying to think of more paper puns. What do you mean it's a dad joke? You're just being thin like paper. I couldn't think of anything. Alright, the one problem with having to repeat this is that we have to suffer through this little cutscene sequence every time. I did add a couple of new things, though, that we may be able to put to use during this. We got this one. Hopefully that plays. We'll see. I have the preview turned off to save resources, so I can't see it in real time. I had to see it on the replay. Did it work? Yay, it worked! And then there's... that one. Uh-oh. That one's sad. I don't know how that's moving. It's still going. I'll turn that down some next time. Oh, that sucks you're not feeling well. The Pasix, the Pasix was dealing with some stuff recently, and I was sick like a month ago. It's making its rounds, man. Hope you feel better soon, though. That's not fun. You do fishing content, Larry? That's cool. Fishing is something that I enjoy. Enjoy in practice, not good at skill-wise, but it's a fun little activity. I did a fishing trip for my 12th birthday. We had like a half day at school, went out to the mountains, this mountain lake. We camped out there, did some fishing. I didn't catch anything, but I think my dad did. I think he reeled a catfish. So fishing's fun. I haven't been in a long time. There's a lot of lakes near me though, so it's not hard to do. Alright, almost time. Definitely not fun to have the kind of sickness where you get that nauseous feeling when you move around. That definitely sucks. I had that when I had, I think it was when I had COVID. I was laying on the couch and getting up. Yeah, it's suffrage, not fun. So I feel you there. Hope it gets better. Alright, almost time, almost time. Don't want to misclick that choice. Because we have to sit through all this again. Alrighty. So this part is just for show. We just kind of have to last. And then when it goes into the real final fights, when things are going to get intense. So we're just kind of killing time here. So you can see right away, Larry, if you've played the N64 one, Goombella here is just like functionally the same thing as, what was his name? Goombario? Was that his name? The first partner you get in that game? Like, she has all the same things, and your second partner is a Koopa, who's pretty similar to the, paratrooper guy you get, and so on. There's a ghost one you get, like the Boo that you have, and so on and so forth. So, equal parts remake and sequel. The the stylish moves are like a cool new thing they added for this one. The audience is a big part of it now. So it's pretty cool how they built on what the N64 one had. Because the audience like fuels your super moves, and like stylish moves get you more feedback from them. Oh, awesome. Congratulations on starting the business. That's awesome. Spinal surgery, not so awesome, but hopefully it helps you. I know that a buddy of mine, I think it was, yeah, Cameron had like a big thing a few years ago that had him having to recuperate for a while. And that's where gaming becomes the best hobby. Hope you get better, recovered from that shortly. Or smoothly, I should say, shortly. Doing more damage is helping. Ooh. There's already been some, ooh, I missed that one. Pretty cool sale that Best Buy had going for Black Friday. I got the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster for the Switch. I've been wanting to get that one since it came out. Ooh, that was good. But it's just never been available / stupid expensive. And they had it on sale. I don't know if it's still there, but... Damn. Turok is one of Tori's favorites. I first played that when we did our N64 retrospective thing earlier this year. That was the first time I played it. I had a lot of fun with it. I should play it some more. That could be a good one for a just playing stream, actually. I have all of them for the N64 because they weren't expensive. Alright, here we go. We're going into the next phase now. So now it's just a matter of survival because she's invincible and we just have to survive like 3 to 5 turns. I forget the specific what it is, but we're just trying to live. Doesn't matter what I do. Ooh. Wow, 2 discs, that's intense. Congratulations on getting to walk, though. That's good progress. A neighbor of mine has had a lot of procedures done recently, or she's a trooper. She's doing really well with her recovery. 33. I don't want to burn these off just yet, but... Alright, well, yeah, okay, shell shield. I have to treat 30 health as if it's basically 0 because of how much she can do. I mean... Ow. Nice. Also, since this is a fun little technical thing, double pain affects the damage that Mario gets, but it's Mario as in himself. So the shield that Koops can create does not take double damage, it takes standard. So a perfectly created shield can actually weather one of her hand attacks because it has a total health of like 8 and she does 7. Whereas Mario would have taken 14, which is pretty interesting that it's specific like that. Yeah, I heard about the 360, to go back to a comment you had earlier there. The 360 was like a really, there were a bunch of like retro game sequels / remakes that hit that console that none of them were well received. Because I know that Turok, was it called Turok Evolution? Wasn't terribly well received, and then, oof, rip the audience. Yeah, dude, they're heckling me. So the audience, if you're doing like really, really good, audience members can throw you items and curatives. If you're doing really, really bad, i.e. doing attacks that do no damage because she's invincible, it's not my fault, but normally you'd screw it up. They'll actually throw like junk at you, and if you don't take care of it, it'll do damage to you. So what you do is you hit the right button, and Mario or your partner will go and like beat them up and send them screaming out of the auditorium. But yeah, Turok Evolution was like one of them. There was that like abysmal Perfect Dark game. Maybe that one's Evolution. One of them's called Evolution. No, Zero. Perfect Dark Zero. Then there was that like Bionic Commando remake that like the arm was his wife or whatever. Like none of those were like well received, and they were all like on the 360. There's another one. Oh, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts was like, I think the people have sort of come around to it. Like it's okay, it's decent, but at the time it was like the worst thing ever. And then there's still more. There's other ones. There's like one more I'm trying to think of that was pretty big. I haven't played it. For all I know, it's really good. So I'm glad you like it. I think it gives me some hope. I think a lot of games that, you know, you give them enough time, people come around. It's like a movie, like how cult classics are born. Like, you know, a game could be lambasted in its time, but then you come back to it 10 years later and you're like, oh, this is actually pretty sick. Well, wouldn't be surprised if that was the case for a lot of those. Dang, you have 1/3 of the whole library then, dude. Because if you have 101, there's only, what, like 384 for the whole console, I think? I think it's like 384. Let me see what the actual number is and see how close I am. If I nailed it, I'm going to be so happy. Total... 64 games. 388. Oh, it was so close. 85 of which are exclusive in Japan, so 388 minus 85 would be the number for me. 303. And you got 296, so we're all getting different numbers here. That's funny. So 388 seems to be the total number. I'm seeing that number kind of everywhere. Multiple links and sources. If you're going to import and do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, 388. That was funny. We're all getting different. 296, 380, 303, 12. I need the next one that I would like to get for my collection actually is Paper Mario. I don't have the N64 Paper Mario physically. I have it on both the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console. So like I can play it whenever I want, right? But I don't have the actual original console version, which I'd like to have. I didn't play that one at all when I was a kid, but I played it when I was in my teens and really liked it. I first played it through the Wii. That's how I first experienced. Yeah, both the N64 was like the start of like Nintendo not being in first place for a while. So like it and the GameCube both have really small libraries. So does the Wii U, obviously. The GameCube has 651, which may sound like a lot, but like compare that to like the PS2, you thousands. Like it's a lot. I think if you don't count digital stuff, I want to say that like the Wii has one of the bigger, the Wii and the PS2. PS2 probably has the most. Counting digital games is where it gets weird. Total PS2 games. It's over 4,000. 4,378 PS2 games. I got like 50. Basically there. The Xbox do. Dang, dude, the original Xbox had almost 1,000. 988. More than the GameCube, even though they were both like kind of similarly flop systems. Wow. I mean, flop is relative. Like, maybe not profitable, but they're planting the seeds they needed to plant. I think the original, they're probably profitable. We got an N64. I never had a PS1. although I did experience PS1 early because we also had a PS2 later on, and it was more my brother's system. I did play it a little bit, but the irony was that most of the games we had for the PS2 in the early days, at least, were PS1 games. Pac-Man, World Adventure, Spyro 2, Croc, and there's like one more. We just had like those 3 or 4 games, like all we had for the longest time, and then like he would play a lot of like motocross games. So like MX 2002, the Tony Hawk stuff. I remember him and I playing Underground a lot, American Wasteland after, and that was kind of all I was doing on PS2 with or without him. It wouldn't be until way later that I got like Jack and Daxter and played that, and Star Wars Battlefront, I think. Okay, here we go. The real final fight's about to begin. I still gotta play Shadow Man. I think you said that was one of your favorites. Need to play that. Lots of good SNES games. I mean, Super Metroid is like my favorite game ever. Mario World's a lot of fun. The sequel is too. Yoshi's the Yoshi one. Castlevania 4, awesome game. It's the only Castlevania game that I've ever beat. What else? Kirby Superstar. Super good game. Yeah, Super Metroid is my favorite. I played that. I was streaming that one here a while back, and during the last episode, the power went out. And the really funny thing is, my actual computer has a UPS attached to it, so the power goes out, but everything here stays on. But the internet got cut, so like people watching were cut off. But I was recording it like I am now for this. So like I uploaded the recorded version. You see me sitting there in the dark like, oh, oh no. It happened in Meridia. So I have to like redo a good chunk of the Meridia section the next time I play that. Alright boys, here we go. He said that a game that's objectively pretty mediocre sucks. Oh, the controversy. Yeah, Kirby 64, I love it, but at the same time acknowledge that, yeah, it's not like a good game, objectively speaking. It's incredibly simplistic. In its execution, it's very... that's the term I would use. It's simple. My love for it is fueled by nostalgia, and I can admit that. A lot of Kirby games are like objectively meh. It's like a defining point of the franchise. I think the only ones that are like objectively like this game is really good would be like Superstar. And people like the one on Switch, Forgotten Land. Although again, execution-wise, still a very simple game, but it's good regardless. Oh boy. The hell was that about to be? I don't even know why he tried to do that. That's funny. Just keep using invisibility. Metroid Fusion is really good. I didn't have much portable stuff growing up. In fact, I didn't until in my teens. I got a DS, somewhat in the middle, sort of toward the end of its lifespan. And like the first thing I bought for my DS was Metroid Fusion on Game Boy Advance, and I played that over a summer trip, and I love that game. We all do PASICs. We absolutely all do. We've all got. There's plenty of. It's like the same with movies. Like, you know, we all love our bad movies too. All right, here we go. That's not bad. I think this will be fine. Yep. Ooh, that's full health, but that fills the audience up. I've been getting lucky with that one recently. I got that during the last one too, the last final battle attempt. The bingo thing is interesting for what I'm doing because those bingos replenish your stats. So the Shine Sprite one's the best one. It gives you refill on everything. Mushroom is just health, flower is just the flower power, and so on. But there's poison ones. And the funny thing about the poison one, it'll normally cut your health by half, but we've got double pain equipped. Well, what's half times 2? It's whole. So if you get the poison mushroom bingo, it's an instant game over because it does 100% of your health, which has been the main source of game overs for me across this playthrough. I think there's been like 3 of them. One happened in the first episode, or second episode of this. It was in chapter 1. Well, this is going really well because I'm just turning invisible and she can't do anything to me. Oh, you want to increase your stats. Oh, who's throwing things? That's a can. Send them packing. Normally, math is hard, but video game math is easy. I think I have 3 boost sheets left. Yeah, 3 left. And then I gotta use the dodgy capes, which is not guaranteed. They're like a chance. You can't do nothing to me. The funny thing about the boo stuff is they were like a little pricey, and money is so different in this game versus the remake. The entire playthrough of this game, 27 hours, I accrued like 500 coins. In the remake, by the end of the game, I had like 10,000. It's so different how they decided to do that. And yes, Larry, we have a Discord. It's got tons of stuff in there, broken into categories in different rooms, from talking about just random stuff, movies, games, memes, to dedicated sections for like the RetroTINK stuff, and talking about our favorite settings on the 5X Pro and whatnot. It's all there. It's in the description of every video, and there's a link on the home screen too of the channel. PASICs became the first gold member, which is a damn cool. I don't want to burn that yet. That seems like kind of a waste. We'll just keep stacking on damage. Alright. Oh. Dodging this is like the most important thing. That breath is on double pain is, oh man, devastating stuff. Y'all be seeing that? We're almost there. Holy crap. Oh, congrats on winning the 2X Pro. It's a great device. Great device. I love my 2X Pro. I didn't realize what weirdness I would be getting myself into by getting a 2X Pro M as well. I enjoy using that from time to time. I don't talk about it much because you can't buy anymore, so I feel kind of bad. Like, I don't want to talk up a device you can't buy anymore, but the 2X Pro M is cool stuff too. It's about to be over, guys. 2 more turns, probably. Just think, all I had to do was bring a bunch of things that make me invincible. Which is what I normally would do anyway on like a normal run. Well, we got 1 more boost sheet. Oh no, I'm out of them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, what, the 2X Pro M is on the website currently? It came back? That'd be interesting. Uh-oh. Okay. Hey! Nice, dodged. A whole 1 star point. Oh, that's yeah. I figured the M was discontinued, so they were. At first, it seemed like it was gonna come back at some point because they were saying that it wasn't because of it. Just like it was a parts thing that was preventing it from being like made because it was in like peak kind of COVID electronics where rare time frame, like, you know, that was the great graphics card shortage and so on. So it seemed like it might come back eventually. But then I think it just moved away. That was before the 5X Pro was out too, so I think the 5X Pro being out kind of changed the need for that. It still would be cool for it to come back, or if there was ever going to be like some kind of amped version of the 2X Pro that could do what the M could do, which is accept 480p input, basically. It's the only difference. But yeah, it's in a weird spot though, so it makes sense. Well, dang, that went really well. And of course, he has low health, so he's going to be all panting the whole cutscene now. The good old AV to HDMI. There's one that's, I saw one that Best Buy sells. I'm tempted to do a video on just because it's the most expensive one I've seen yet. The thing's $40, and it's just, it isn't like an actual AV to HDMI. Like it is like a different looking thing, but you know, the core internals are probably all the same junk. But $40, it's pretty intense. I was curious to be like, wow. That's something I bring up a lot, is actually the TV settings. Modern TVs have a lot you can adjust and mess with. So a common thing that comes up on some of the comparisons I make are the differences with the color, which is interesting. It's fun to see differences, but of all the differences between these devices, the color to me is like the least important thing because of how much you can adjust on your TVs. It's like, even like mid-range TVs nowadays have tons of customization, and the high-end ones are ridiculous. You can sink days into optimizing things. You can get it looking exactly what you want. GameStop sells them now too. It's all the same though. GameStop sells their own AV to HDMI thing for like it was under 20. It was like 15, 13 bucks, 12 bucks. Dang! We beat Mario Paper. Another celebration. Gotta use them all. I didn't even get to use this one. Because nothing went wrong. Just brought 6 booze sheets into the fight, and double damage kind of became irrelevant at that point. I can recall so growing up, you know, I've always kind of played my retro stuff as equally as I played my current stuff. So I remember having like a 32-inch, it's been like a 720p TV to play PlayStation 3 on, getting to experience HD gaming. But that same TV, you know, I would hook I had like one of those, they still sell them. It's like a composite switch, it had 3 inputs on it. It was like a Y-shaped weird looking thing. Then I would put my N64 in there, and then I got an SNES and put that in there, and so on. And had no problems. The games looked great. And then I can recall, like, I got a 48-inch 4K TV in 2016, and it was like a open box deal at Best Buy. I was working there at the time, and it was kind of banged up, had like a corner that was like smashed, but it still worked fine. And I got it. It was like a very great deal. And then I hooked everything up to it, and then I hooked my Super Nintendo into it. I remember playing Turtles in Time, and having that moment where I was like, like, did they always look like this? Have I become too used to Xbox One? Rise Son of Rome with its hair physics looking so good that the Super Nintendo, I just forgot how bad it looked. I don't know that any of these products existed back then. Maybe they did. 2016. I'm not sure what would have been available back then, but there was probably something. But if only I had known about stuff like RetroTINK and the like earlier, because they're not that new. The 2X, the original 2X, it's been out for a while, 5-6 years, something like that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just nuts what. Like that quality is like the exact same kind of default quality that the AV to HDMI will give you, because I remember, again, from working there, one of the reps of one of the companies that sold the premium AVRs, home theater receivers, he was like, yeah, they got a deal on these things. What they do is the same exact video upscaling chip thing is in all of them, because they got a good deal buying them in bulk, and you know they want to do quality and whatnot. So what this guy's telling me is the video upscaling chip in this AVR that costs like $4,000. One of them that costs like $700 has the same one, and like that same thing is just what the TV has. It's no different. So like, I remember being like disappointed when I got that later on, and then hooked my GameCube and other things into it, thinking like, oh, this thing has like a built-in 4K upscaler, and like it looked no different. Like, it's just basic conversion is all it was. Again, like same quality as like the AV to HDMI in those devices. Man, it's just funny. And then like I just kind of dealt with it for years going on. I would mainly favor playing stuff through my Wii because I could use component and 480p without like any additional scaling direct to a modern TV. Like, looks fine. I've never had really any complaints about it. Just kind of got used to that for years, and that's why I leaned into that so heavily when I first started the channel, because I didn't know about RetroTINK and whatnot. So I would favor using the Wii for whatever I could, since the footage would just look better by default. I came across that stuff in the funniest way. There's a video game store like 10 minutes from where I live, and he doesn't work there anymore, but like one of their previous managers was like really into like analog technology, mostly sound stuff, like sound editing and sound production. And he just like happened to be messing around with a 2X SCART during one of my visits there, and he showed it to me. He was playing like a PAL Region GameCube 2X SCART into a CRT. It was a PVM specifically. That's how I first learned about, like, that visit. I learned about the RetroTINK exists, the CARBY exists, that Extron switches are a cool thing, and that's what brought me to where I am today with this stuff, because I never would have known. And I thought that stuff was so damn cool that it like became the focus for the channel. Like, it was just fun to talk about. Not at all. They don't. TVs are all about upscaling digital content. That's where all the money goes into. Like, you take a walk through any like TV place. All the features they talk about, even though they don't specify, it's for digital sources. This new Sony TV has like AI upscaling, and this Samsung has like 20 core neural blah blah blah, and like all of that is for digital stuff. When it comes to analog, if the TV even supports it, which most of them don't anymore, but like coaxial's an option. Like, it's just it's the same like basic little converter thing that it's always been. None of them have ever advanced that at all. At this point, they're just assuming that you're running in digital sources and nothing else. It would be really funny, though, to see a TV come along that has that. Like, it has, like, composite component in. And they have, like, oh yeah, it's the all-new Onyx Dragon engine for analog sources. And even then, like when I referenced earlier that the receiver had the 4K upscaling thing, like that stuff is not for gaming. Like they're assuming that you're gonna run like a VHS player into it. It's not for gaming content. It's for video content is the focus. Not that it looked all that great. They should. They totally should. There should be like some kind of crazy like production TV that has like every input type on the planet. That way it would work like for all kinds of things. Like, are you some kind of crazy like video producing guy, or does your business need to take SCART for converting these tapes and stuff? Like, I don't know. It'd be cool. Or at least like some kind of like home theater receiver type thing that does that. Because like even the receivers, like the Denon I have down there, it's HDMI, composite component, and that's it for video. Something as high end and as crazy as that, you'd think they would also include like SCART and coax in or something, but they don't. SCART I can get because that's a regional thing mainly. It wasn't really as popular in the U.S. outside of commercial spaces mostly, so I get that. But I mean, it doesn't even have coax in on it. Like, come on, I can't. I want to run like RF into it. Like, let me do it. That'd be the main way of playing like an old Atari system without having to mod it. Would be RF. Yeah, that's the bummer about the CRT market that I've seen a lot of memes on, where it's like a picture of it where it's like, here's my crappy CRT television. I'll sell it to you on Facebook for $50, and then it's like the same one. Oh no! It's a retro gaming television, $800. Like, and even the game shop near me is guilty of that. I referenced it before. I did a video like with them, which for me is like a pretty big achievement for the channel. Like, I did a video with a local business. That's cool. But one thing I never really talked about was that the price for that PVM is insane. It's like $800 for that Sony PVM thing they were trying to sell, and they did sell it. Someone bought it. $800 is like, whoa. It's like You could get like a decent like 55-inch 4K TV for that, and then just get a 2X Pro, and like you've paid a similar amount, and you're gonna get a better I don't know about better, but like better. You get the modern experience. You have a 4K TV. You can get a Roku and an Apple TV as well, which are things that don't work on a CRT. It's more applicable. Yeah, it was like $800 for that Sony PVM. It's like, wow. And someone bought it because of my video. I should have asked for commission. I did it all for free. But a comment said that they had bought it, and then I called the store, and they were like, yep, we just sold it. And I was like, oh my god, wow. What were the astronomical chances of someone watching my video who lived within driving distance of that store that then bought that TV? Like, jeez. The chances. Now we get to enjoy L credits. I just noticed the black level. It's a little weird. Should be all black. No, whatever. Well, beat Paper Mario in the 1,000-Year Door with double pain. I'm distracted now. I'm seeing like the stream, the color space looks like it's weird. I messed with that a little bit and figured out some stuff, but maybe for streaming it hasn't quite translated. It's funky. I can't change any of that during the stream. Well, oops. Nah. Maybe it's just the previews was weird. I don't know. That's strange. Oh man, that was a journey. Chapter 4 was the only one that it was like, oh boy. The rest was alright. Even the bosses that I was kind of scared about went really well, right up until the end. Oh no, it looks fine. Okay. That's weird. I'm gonna have to mess with that some. It looks like the recording is gonna have normal black levels, but it looks like the stream, it's almost like it's on RGB partial color space instead of full. That's weird. Always something to mess with. Cool. So one more. Whee! The remake of this game, by the way, is good. The music changes were a mixed bag for me. Some of the remixed tracks I thought were quite good. Other ones I prefer in the original, but the remake is a good time. If you wanted to experience this game for not $100, the remake is the way to do it, because the GameCube copy of this ballooned in price quite a bit over the recent years. People are selling it for north of 100. I gotta think about what's next. You know, for some reason I've had the game Azura's Wrath on the brain recently, and I really want to replay that. That may be one. I do want to finish Super Metroid to get that one closed out, so I may make that one the next one that I finish. But that won't take long, because I'm already, like, in the last third of the game. I was done with Meridia in the last one, which only leaves going to Lower Norfair to defeat Ridley, and then go to the final battle. So, like, I was... theoretically, the next session I do could be the last one for that. And then I gotta figure it out, because I'm not sure what I want the next long thing to be. I had a dark thought earlier that I've always wanted. Okay, so Metroid Prime came up. That was one I was thinking of. 100%. That one could be a lot of fun because I do love Prime and Prime 2. And that would also kind of suit a project I've been like bouncing around doing for that game for like a year now. Like a full-on retrospective. I even filmed like the first 15 minutes of it as a test. And that was, that's the GameCube one. Could spice it up by playing the trilogy version to have those Wii controls, or just play the original. Either way, that's a good suggestion. Actually, Prime is a good suggestion. I love Prime. Playing on hard mode. I never beat Prime 2 on hard mode. Actually, what's wrong with that said? I've gotten to the final battle, but never beaten it. Flip it back to our home screen. GameCube is a great console. Lots of strong first-party games, first-party titles. Plenty of good third-party ones too. Nintendo, I mean, a lot of their stuff was pretty gold on that. The problem is that they're rare. So due to the console not selling super well, the quantity of games is less so than, say, the PS2's library, the PS1's library. So a lot of them are pricier. Like, out of all the stuff I've collected in this room, the GameCube rack alone is easily the most valuable. Like, all those games, all the first party stuff, most of them are like $60 plus pre-owned, easy. The only like cheaper games are like the licensed ones, like movie stuff and whatnot. But like, I'm continually going to the game shop and being like, wow, that one's up there now. Like Kirby's Air Ride is beyond $60 now. F-Zero GX is like encroaching on $100. The Prime games, I think releasing the remaster kind of helped bring their price down, but they're still up there. Mario Party, all 4 of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them on the GameCube. They're all stupid expensive. I only own 1 of them. I need to get 5 and 6. Luigi's Mansion used to be like $60. Now it's north of 80. So like they're all kind of up there. That's the one bad thing with it. But it's a great system. I mean, it's definitely what I've played the most on the channel thus far, between what I've done solo and what I do with Tori, and I have an upcoming kind of thing that's GameCube focused as well. I got a project in mind for Action Replay, which I've talked about a little bit in the Discord server, and I think I mentioned on the last stream too, actually. Metroid Prime is going to be one of the focal points for it. But that is where I will be leaving it today. So thank you so much, everyone that was here, Pastix, Larry, and Sir G. I hope that you feel better as well. I know he popped in earlier and left because he ain't feeling well, so hope he gets better. Larry, I also wish you the best on your recovery as well, and look forward to seeing you in the Discord server at some point. So all of you have a excellent rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. The next stream will very likely be a Retron 5 focused one, but I might do 2 in the same weekend and maybe also finish up Super Metroid. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, Metroid Prime, yeah. Get it. Mario Party 2, yeah, that one's good. Mario Party 2, 3 was the one I played most as a kid. 2 is great. So that's a good one. The costume party thing, super fun. Anyway, we'll see you all on the next one. Thanks so much for joining me.